figures to be a wet one, but we'll have baseball for you on MLB Network nonetheless. Today, Game 3 of this 4-game series between the Oakland A's and the New York Yankees. So the Bronx Bombers have now won 5 consecutive games. They'll aim to continue their winning streak next. Luis Severino, a right-handed native of the Dominican Republic, will be the starter. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, when you dive into the numbers with this guy, he's a pretty good strikeout pitcher, just under 9 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. So I would expect him to punch out quite a few guys in this one here today.
And that'll bring in Ramon Laureano. And we are ready for some daytime baseball.
For Oakland, the center fielder, number 22.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And afternoon baseball on MLB Network is underway. Well, this Yankee ball club entering play this afternoon here. They come in riding a 5-game winning streak, and they've really got things clicking.
Yeah, Matty, this team's coming together right now. They're playing dangerous baseball. You can tell the look in their eye. They feel good about where they're at. They've won a few games in a row, and they look to continue that trend today.
A ball and a strike now. Well, they'll run this one in on him, and he can't connect, so he finds himself down 1-2 now. Coming down in buckets, cats and dogs, insert metaphor here, and the forecast is not showing any signs of relief.
You know, one of the big issues is player safety, and right now this field is getting sloppy wet, Matt, and I don't know how much more rain this field can take.
The 2-2. Doesn't get the zone. Count full now.
No pitcher likes to take the count to 3-2, especially when you throw a non-competitive pitch like that on 2-2. That one wasn't even close.
And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
That's a pretty good pitch right there. That fastball on the inner half of the plate. You can see that he just isn't able to get those arms extended, and pretty ugly swing right there.
At the plate now, Tony Kemp, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He'll come in here at 263, 8 home runs and 28 RBIs. Now the 1-0. Previous history with Luis Severino. He's hitless in 3 at-bats. The 2-0.
Let's get it going, boys. Somebody's loose, hitting 98 with ease in the first inning.
Three and one.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
1 out, nobody on. Fouled off. And he lays off here, ball 4, and he'll become the game's first base runner here with 1 away.
Well, when you go with a slider there in a full count, you're hoping that the hitter is thinking fastball and swings through it. Didn't work out that way, though. He lays off and gets the free pass.
That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson. Power is a big part of his game, of course, entering the contest 5th in the American League home run race.
This guy's right in the prime of his career right now. The power bat speaks for itself. One of the more dangerous hitters in the game of baseball.
First delivery to him on the way. And this is low, ball 1. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is James Kingsley.
Hey, D-Row, James Kingley's a pretty good umpire. He doesn't get too excited, keeps things under emotions. He's a pretty good ball and strike umpire.
Yeah, James Kingsley will never show you up, and he's always approachable.
The 1-0 pitch.
That's a pitch he'd like to have back. You're not going to see very many pitches like that from a pitcher of this quality. I'm sure he'd like to have that one back to take a swing at it.
Count stands at first with one out. Inside with the slider, and that'll back him up a bit. And he fouls this one off. Here now the 2-2 is laid off, and the count runs full.
We could see the runner in motion here on a 3-2 count with one out. There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing at, and if not, it's ball four anyways.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Line towards center field. Gardner is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first.
Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 2, Chris Davis.
Here's Chris Davis now. 2 hits and 8 tries for the series. First pitch on its way.
Yep, that ball went out.
The 1-0. A swing and a miss. That's the first strike.
If the offense didn't already know, man on the mound's got his A-game fastball working today.
And it's 1-2.
The count is 1-2.
Two-out base runner aboard in the top of the first. Two balls and 2 strikes. The count to Chris Davis.
Hey, if you're going to throw a pitch like that to this guy, that's right where you want to miss. Any lower, and he'll probably make you pay for it.
A swing and a miss on a ball way outside the strike zone, and the inning is over. The A's strand 1, and now the Bombers will get their shot. No score. Frankie Montas gets the starting nod for the A's in this one. Dan, any thoughts?
This guy's a fun guy to watch pitch. It seems like the more trouble he gets in, the better he pitches. Really tough to hit with runners in scoring position, and that's one of the reasons why his team loves when he's out on the mound. He doesn't give up very many crooked numbers.
Ready now, DJ LeMahieu. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
LeMahieu.
No balls and 1 strike. Windup and the 0-1. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Your eyes light up from the offensive side playing in a hitter's park like this. Have to get the ball up to do some damage. I'm not mad at that take.
1-2 to DJ LeMahieu. The 1-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
I think he kind of trained the hitter's eyes in that at bat. What I mean is you'll find the first 3 pitches are all down around the knee. So as a hitter, he's probably looking down there again, and that's the perfect time to raise his sights and make a good pitch up.
Stepping in now, Thairo Estrada, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. And Dan Dero, these A's, as they begin play here this afternoon, it was another loss for them last time out, and that makes them 2-8 over their last 10 games.
Yeah, Matty B, and you know what, D-Row, now I guess it's time where you push that go button. You're getting a little sense of urgency. They find themselves in third place, and if they want to be part of the postseason picture, it's time to get going and get going pronto.
Yeah, it's taken too long for this team to carve out any identity for themselves. They're going to have to find a way to get on a roll, offensively or pitch better. Something's got to change.
The 2-1 is a fastball, then off the plate for a ball.
That's a great pitch for a spot like that. It looks like a strike, that it just comes in out of the zone. If you can command that with movement, it's a very effective pitch to pitching hitters inside.
Full count now. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Hit out towards second. Reined in. And there's out number 2.
The designated hitter,
Now at the plate, Torres. He enters this one second in the American League in round trippers.
One of the keys to being a good player, it's not how old you are, but it's how talented and how smart you are. This guy, one of the better young hitters in the game of baseball right now.
Here comes the first pitch.
That's the ball.
Two out, nobody on. That's wide, 2-0.
It's a lot easier to hit when you're putting yourself in good hitters' counts. This guy's done a great job not swinging at pitchers' pitches, and when he's getting the ball in the zone, he's getting the barrel to it. He's been hot lately.
Down low, and the plot thickens here, 3-0.
I'd be shocked if this wasn't a 4-pitch walk right here. He doesn't want to mess around and leave something over the heart of the plate and get beat in this situation.
That one's in there, 3-1.
Got to believe he had the green light in that situation. 2 outs, 3-0 count. This guy can certainly handle the bat. That's a perfect situation to let him loose. But I love the fact that he's keyholding a certain area, and it wasn't what he was looking for.
Laureano will wait on it. And that will retire the side. So the Yanks go 1-2-3. We are still scoreless. Back now for the second inning in the Bronx, and here's Heidi Watney with an update on the weather.
Well, Matt, these conditions aren't really ideal for baseball right now, but I am hearing that they're expected to improve as the game progresses. The grounds crew told me between innings that the field's in good shape. They're going to continue to work on keeping it dry, but we should be in for more favorable weather later in the game.
Let's hope, Heidi, for all of our sake, that Mother Nature takes that front and passes it through without an incident.
At times, you have to stay focused, though. For me, a little dampness, a little rain, a little weather coming through might actually do the infield dirt a little good. Some guys like to keep it bone dry. I like it a little wet. Ball stays down.
Swing and a miss for strike 1.
His heater's got some late ride through the zone. A lot of late swings right now. You're only going to get to that pitch if you get the front foot down early.
Here's a fly ball, well hit. Judge is under it. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
batting fifth, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
Standing in, Matt Chapman. And for him, you have to think a turnaround is coming. Clearly not going his way of late. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Easy take there as the off-speed pitch misses well inside. Changeup stays outside and is behind 2-0.
This is a spot you really don't want to be in with a great hitter like that. You can't just lay one in there, but you also don't want to run the count to 3-0.
Fouled away. Now the 2-1. And it's fouled away. Still looking for our first hit in the ball game. There's a line drive out toward the gap in right center. He takes the turn and heads for second. And he's in there easily at second with a one-out double.
And this might be the kind of AB that gets him out of that slump. Smart hitting here, just going with the pitch, using the whole field instead of trying to do too much. The results speak for themselves.
Into the box, Austin Allen, as he rips it on the ground to second. And that's through into center field, base hit. And this will not be close, and the run will score easily.
Hey, this team's been in a pretty bad funk, D-Roll. They've had a difficult time scoring and winning any game, so to strike early, that RBI single right there is awfully big.
Yeah, and hopefully the pitcher's able to breathe a sigh of relief, Dan, like you say all the time. Give me some early runs and let me relax and attack the zone.
I've always said, D-Roll, you score me 6 runs, I'm going to win a lot of games.
Outfielder Steven Piscotty the next to hit, and he's seen his numbers on the rise here over the last 5 games or so. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch, and he just misses inside with the fastball there. The 1-0.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
On a line to shortstop, but the runner is back in time to avoid the double play.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, Chad Pinder.
So a runner at first here with 2 gone in the inning. And up next, the ever versatile Chad Pinder. From the belt, kicks and deals. And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Two out with the man at first. High in the air down the right field line. Heading after it is Judge. He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. 2 hits lead to a run here for Oakland. On now to the bottom of the second. The A's lead it 1-0. And that'll bring up Aaron Judge. He's back in the starting lineup for this one after sitting out last night's game. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Unable to find the zone with the slider. Called strike at the knees. 1-1. And now pitch on the way. That one finds the target on the outer half. It's 1-2.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a fourth time. I'd be looking heated.
The 1-2. Line, but speared on a hop. And he will whip this one over to first in time for the out.
Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 29.
Coming to the plate now, Gio Urshela. And as you take a look at the splits here, he's actually better against right-handed pitching this season. First offering on its way. A shot down the first baseline. A dive, and oh, he can't hang on. On to first, and there were two down.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Giancarlo Stanton.
Digging in now, Giancarlo Stanton. And as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against southpaws than he does against right-handers. First pitch of the at-bat. Bases are empty here with two men out. When he finds his spot there, 1-1.
Well located fastball right there. If he can continue to do that, he'll pitch deep into this one.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. All even now, 2-2. Now here it comes. Fouled off. Two out, nobody on. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Bombers. They trail this one 1-0. New inning set to get underway, and digging in is the outfielder, Ramon Laureano.
Number 23.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And they go right after him on the inside corner for strike one. And he takes this one high, 1-1. And this is taken for a called strike. Oh, that's a tough call. Now 1-2. Here it comes. Lifted down the line in left. And no one will track it down. The next 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground out to short. He's got it. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. So with one gone, time for our look at the current standings. As you can see, these guys really have a comfortable lead in the division race to this point in the season. One gone for the A's here in the third. And striding toward the plate to hit next, Tony Kemp. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he fouls this one off. The windup and the 0-1. Fouled away. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Bases are empty, one man out. Tried to throw the fastball by him, but it's high, 1-2. And now a pitch on the way. Now a swing and a miss here as he's down on strikes. So it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
And that'll bring up Matt Olson. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. The 1-0. Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out.
He wants that changeup back right there. Great arm action on that changeup. Hitter was just a smidge out in front.
The 1-1 home. Waves and misses for strike number 2.
With the way this guy's throwing on the mound, you cannot be chasing. You have to set your sights a little bit lower and control the strike zone.
Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2. And now this ball's lifted in the air down the right field line, but this will get back into the seats, so the count holds at 2-2. And now a pitch on the way. Not close with the off-speed pitch taken for a ball. Now the payoff pitch home. And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line. But this one will bend foul. Had plenty of distance, though, as it landed in the upper deck. And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first 3 innings.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
Now at the plate, Chris Davis. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. Here comes the first pitch. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. A runner on first with 2 away. Two 2-0 the count to the A's left fielder. All over that one, but a little out in front. Foul ball. Sent foul again, and after being way ahead, now it's even at 2-2. Bouncer up the middle. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. 1 left for Oakland, but they're on top 1-0. Striding into the box, Gary Sanchez. 7, 8, and 9 to start the home third.
Not much going on offensively so far for these guys. 6 up, 6 down. We'll see if the bottom part of the lineup can get something going.
Well, the home crowd seems a little restless, so I'm sure they'd appreciate it. First pitch on its way. In there, and it's 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Swing and a miss as he starts the third the same way he ended the second, with a punch out, one away.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
At the plate, Luke Voigt. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike one. And he's got that batting line up near the 300 mark entering play. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two. So back-to-back sliders for strikes. Does he come back with yet another?
Hey, not normally a good plan to throw 3 consecutive sliders in a row. This guy's slider is so good, I think he might throw it again.
Yankees still on the lookout for hit number 1 here. Fastball, and ooh, that ran in and drilled him.
Yeah, there are a couple of things you don't want to do as a visiting pitcher. Never give the home crowd a reason to get involved early, and don't put guys on base to ignite a big inning. Well, mission accomplished on both fronts. We'll see how he responds.
Now at the plate, Brett Gardner, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Nope.
And he lays off there, 1-0.
All one, no strike.
A ball and a strike. One and two.
The count is 1-2.
And it's fouled away. Runners on first with 1 down. Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1 and 2. From the belt, the pitch. Line hard to the left side, but foul. The 1-2 gets him looking, strike 3. Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. First pitch coming, here it is.
Shocked he didn't let it fly right there. Usually you're looking for a fastball elevated to get the party started.
Ball 1. The 1-1 home. Slapped hard the opposite way. That's a hit, the first of the game for the Yankees. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now. Standing in now, Tyro Estrada, as he'll send the first one he sees on the ground to second. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on. On now to the top of inning number 4. The A's lead this one 1-0. Start of the 4th upcoming, but first, Heidi Watney is standing by with a report.
Well, Matt, I talked to manager Bob Melvin during the break about his thoughts on the A's hitters to this point. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. Yes, they've only scored 1 run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
Thank you, Heidi. All set for the start of the inning, and striding forward, the designated hitter, Mark Canha.
Tanner.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Well above the letters with the fastball that time. That's inside. 2-0. 3-0 now.
Kind of frustrating as a pitcher when you start an inning off with 3 straight balls like he has here in the 4th. Makes you start wondering what's going on.
The 3-0. That ball's headed for the gap in left center. He's got a base hit, possibly more. The relay, and he's going to make it. He's in at second base with a leadoff double.
Now
He just tattoos this ball right here. Tried to sneak a fastball in on him? No way. Drives it to deep left center field gap, and that was a nice job to get the barrel around in time to score that baby up.
And that'll bring in Matt Chapman as he grounds one briskly to short. Fielded cleanly, and there's one away.
Now batting, catcher, Austin Allen.
Digging in, Austin Allen. He reached on a single in his first try.
Yeah, and he's got to feel super confident right now. He's the only real offense in this game. Guys on the mound have been executing every pitch.
Fastball in there for a called strike. Runner at second here with one man out. And he lays off for ball 1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. And he lays off again, ball 3.
Call didn't go his way on 2-1, but it's important here on 3-1 to still make a quality pitch. You have to have the mindset that you're still the one in the driver's seat.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Oh, and he can't catch up to the fastball as he swings and misses for the second out.
Boy, that's the best pitch in baseball right there with 2 strikes. That elevated fastball. Every hitter thinks that, hey, they can do something with that, but most of the time you get the result that you saw right there. A big swing and a miss and another strikeout.
So that'll bring up Stephen Piscotty as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. Pitch popped up. LeMahieu has a play, and the inning is over. The A's strand 1. They lead it 1-0. Bottom of the inning now, and stepping in the long ball threat, Torres. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Popped him up. Kemp is there. 1 down.
The right
Every pitcher loves to get quick outs, right? How about that? One pitch, one out, a pop-up to start the inning.
Digging in now for the Yankees, Aaron Judge. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he's in the hole 0-2 now. And a swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there, 2 away.
Well, he's really locked in at this point in the game on the bump. So far this inning, 4 pitches and 2 outs. Got the first guy on 1 pitch, and then absolutely dominates this at bat with a 3-pitch strikeout.
That'll bring in Giovanni Urshela as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. And there's ball 1. Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Good pitch, but if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
3-1.
If I'm in the box right now, I'm coming unglued. He is going to throw something over the heart of the plate.
No runs, just 1 hit, and no errors for the Yankees so far. And the count will be full. He loses him on ball 4.
This is only their second base runner of the game after that earlier hit. Tough to score when you don't have anyone on base, so we'll see if they can get something going here.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Giancarlo Stanton. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. From the belt, the pitch. Chopped toward the second baseman. Right to him. And a close play at second, but the throw does beat him and the side is retired. So no runs here on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. On to the top of inning number 5 we go. Oakland is on top in this one, 1-0. Standing in, Chad Pinder. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. And the pitch.
Count 1-0.
Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. The 1-0. Fouled off. Line to shortstop, and there's 1 away.
Now batting, number 22.
So it's back to the top of the order now. And up next will be Ramon Laureano. First delivery to him on the way. Line drive, base hit down the line. He'll get it into second. And he's able to hustle his way up to second as he'll reach here with a 2-base hit.
Just an absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will. And Showtrack tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by.
To the plate now, Tony Kemp.
And he hits it hard to the right side.
LeMahieu's got it, and an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
Well executed two-seamer on the outside corner that time, and that's what you'll get a lot of with that pitch. He rolled right over it.
So a man at third here with two gone, and that brings in the big power hitting first baseman Matt Olson. Looking to keep this a one-run game. The pitch.
0-1's the count.
Comes set. The 0-1. And that's in there as well. 0-2 now.
Boy, this is one of those ABs you like to hit the rewind button on. Put himself in a tough spot now, hitting with 2 strikes.
Oh, he went for the knockout pitch that time, but a good eye. 1-2.
I know he buried that slider in right there, but that's a dangerous pitch. If he doesn't pot commit and bury that inside, it leaks out over the plate. He can get hurt with that pitch.
Ready with the 1-2.
Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
Wow, this is a pretty good at bat right here. From down in the count 0-2 to work the count back to 3-2, and he's seen a lot of pitches too.
Ready with the payoff pitch. A swing and a shot hit down the corner, and that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner, and foul, though it had the home run distance. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Ripped down the first base line. A dive, but he can't get a glove on it. It's through for a base hit. In to score is the runner from third. It's a 2-0 ball game.
Boy, what a battle there, D-Rose. Several pitch at bat right there. He threw everything but the kitchen sink, and he was still able to get an RBI base hit.
And Dan, I can't tell you, the longer the ABs go, usually, I'll tell you, you get in that swing mode where if he throws the rosin bag, you're pulling the trigger on it. Wait for him to settle in his zone and not come outside of it and end up getting a knock.
And this will easily find the wall in front of the stands by the 314 sign. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
Their own pitcher is absolutely dealing right now, so this is a big moment in this game. If his teammates can pick him up and drive him in now, that might be all they need to get the W here.
So now it's Mark Canha, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2.
Hey, from a pitcher's standpoint, sometimes the greatest pitch is the slider that backs up. He got away with that one, but he wants that thing to bury down the way.
Got him swinging as he runs the fastball by him to end the inning.
A's have to settle for just the one. Home half of the 5th coming up. The A's lead this one 2-0. Welcome back to the Bronx as we check in with Heidi.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with the Yankees manager Aaron Boone during the break about the team's offensive performance so far, and he told me he feels like they're being too patient at the plate right now. He said the problem is they're allowing themselves to fall behind in the count way too often, which is forcing them to constantly be in protect mode and swing at bad pitches. A lot of their outs have come from at-bats where they've fallen behind, so the focus going forward needs to be about being the aggressor early in the at-bats.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
The catcher, Gary Sanchez.
First pitch of the at-bat. Gary Sanchez is in to start things off as he looks at a ball to start the inning, 1-0. Ball 2. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
Hey, throwing the ball great up until this point. Don't want to allow a leadoff walk. Needs to just focus in on his mechanics right here.
And that misses. Ball 4 now. It's a leadoff walk to get the home half of the 5th underway.
Well, they haven't been able to scratch a run across yet, so maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
Coming to the plate now, Luke Voigt is yet to get into the hit column in the series, 0 for 7. Here's the first pitch to him. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Center fielder giving chase. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
Now batting, the center fielder, Gardner.
So a runner at first with 1 out now. And up next, the left-handed hitting Brett Gardner. He's set. Here it comes. No runs, just 1 hit, and no errors for the Yankees so far. There's a breaking ball, but it's laid off and doesn't find the zone.
You know he wants that on the mound, especially if it would have made the count 0-2. Didn't get it, though, so now you have to make another quality pitch on 1-1.
On the ground to the left side. Chapman's got it to second for 1. Relay to Olsen. They turn the double play, and that retires the side. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Jonathan Holder takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Now pitching for the New York Yankees, number 56, Jonathan Holder.
Top half of the 6th about to get started. And next, the dangerous power threat, Matt Chapman. First pitch coming. Here it is. Hit sharply on the ground. Oh, beautiful dive. Got him. And that's a huge play to keep the leadoff man off base. So a really nice diving stop down there at third. And here it is again with Show Track. The stop is obviously great, but the arm strength on the throw is what impressed us. It's not easy to throw a ball that hard after popping up from the ground. Striding in for Oakland, Austin Allen. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, he's got to put that one behind him, especially with runners in scoring position. Those punch outs will stick with you a little longer.
There's a strike at the knees, 0-1.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
1 out, nobody on. And a slider gets away from him here as it just about got him in the ankle. Fastball well outside. Left side, but well foul. fouls this one off. Here's another 2-2. And this is swung out and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 6th inning.
Now batting.
Stepping up to the plate, Stephen Piscotty. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Fouled away. Holder is a reliever known for forcing contact. Not a huge strikeout guy most of the time, but he also doesn't issue a lot of free passes either.
There's a couple of keys to being a good reliever. One, if you have great stuff and you strike everybody out, or like...
Oh, and he goes the other way, and he drives it out to deep right center field. Gone! It's a solo shot here for Stephen Piscotty. Home run number 15 for him thus far, and the A's lead it now 3-0.
Well, he was on cruise control, just needing one more out to get out of the inning, but he came up with a plan. Base is empty. He didn't have to think about shooting one to the opposite field or shortening the swing to move the runners. He just wound up and let her rip. A solo shot is the result.
And that brings up Chad Pinder. And Dan, after that home run, it looks like they might be able to end this losing streak that they've been mired in.
Yeah, and a win at this level feels really good, especially when it's been a while. They're on their way if they can play well the rest of the game.
First offering on its way. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Strike 2 called on the inner half. 0-2 now.
You got to cover the whole plate now after letting him steal 2 strikes on the inside half.
A shortstop behind with a 1-2 count.
Boy, he sped him up in this at-bat. Now it's time for the changeup. This guy's got a good one, and he hasn't thrown it yet in this at-bat.
Skied into straightaway right. Judge is under it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. The A's add on to their lead with a solo home run. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It's now 3-0 Oakland. Here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. They'll start things out in their half of the 6th as they look to shake things up here for a lineup that, quite frankly, has been non-existent to date.
No doubt about that. Now, they've been completely overmatched to this point. 1 hit through 5 innings. I mean, what else can you say about the pitching they faced other than it's been fantastic? We'll see if that continues as we approach the later inning.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. Oh, up around the chin there. 2-0. Two balls and a strike now to the Yankees leadoff man.
Hey, this guy's done a better job than expected. He's made some bad pitches in the strike zone, but so far he hasn't gotten hurt by him.
Swing and a liner. Oh, and this deflects right off him. And he'll reach first safely.
You never want to beat a pitcher that breaks a guy out of a slump, but this guy was too good. You knew it was a matter of time before he started barreling baseballs. That gives him a multi-hit game, and I'm sure he's feeling good about it.
At the plate now, Tyro Estrada, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Look out. 2-0 now.
Got to believe the pitcher's going to trust his defense right here. Look for something down in his zone to induce a ground ball double play.
The 2-0 on the way.
That's ball 3.
Well, he was definitely looking fastball here, and he got one. But that was good discipline to lay off and get himself into a 3-0 count.
Hey!
3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike.
A runner at first with no outs here. There's ball 4.
Ball 4.
Well, they've struggled offensively in this one so far, but after that walk, they've got runners at first and second and look ready to make a little noise. Just need a big hit now.
So it's first and second now. Nobody out. And that'll bring up the exciting middle infielder, Gleyber Torres. From the belt, kicks and deals. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1.
Well, the Yankees have been searching for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to see if they can get it, but now it sure would be a good time.
The 1-1 home. Line toward right center. That gets down. He's got himself a base hit. The runner from second crosses the plate. It's now a 3-1 ball game.
Boy, big game yesterday from these guys, D-Ron. It takes them a little while to get through on the score column, but finally they get through in the middle part of this game.
Yeah, Dan, yesterday it was a fight to get to the bat rack. Everybody was squaring balls up left and right. Today, not the same. Pitcher's been executing, but they were able to dial it in. Hopefully that's the breakthrough.
Here's big Aaron Judge, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. Runners at the corners here. Nobody out. Now a ball pulled hard but fouled off to the left. Trying to send him packing for the second time.
Big spot right here. That's a great pitch to try and see if you could get him to fish outside the zone. He's still in the driver's seat right now, and I'd expect something else to miss off the plate.
1-2. Here it comes. Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2.
All right, no more hoping he's going to chase. It's 2-2 now. You've got to come up with the best pitch right here because this is definitely a strikeout situation.
And this is swung on and missed. And boy, they took care of a key man there. 1 away.
That's his second strikeout of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if a coach finds him in the dugout and gives him a little talk about shortening up and putting the ball in play. Good things tend to happen when you do that in these kinds of conditions.
Here comes Bob Melvin now out of the Oakland dugout. And he's going to motion for the bullpen, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll leave with the lead. Can't lose this one, but he is responsible for the 2 runners out there, so he could get a no decision if they were to come around and score. Lou Trevino takes the mound to try to get out of this mess. There are 2 on with only 1 away.
Lou Trevino.
So now to the plate, Gio Urshela, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch. It's strike 1. And he's got runners at the corners here with only 1 gone. The 0-1 pitch. A bouncer to the left side. There's one. Return throw is in time. How about that? Zach Britton is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7. So the batting order turns over now and set to go Ramon Laureano. He hit a 2-bagger and later scored in his previous plate appearance.
Yeah, he jumped all over that first pitch last time up. Interested to see if he has the same approach this AB.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. And it's quickly 0-2. Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. And he struck him out, so he's down on strikes for the second time this afternoon.
Oh, man, he's been absolutely getting overmatched at the plate the last couple of games. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone. So clearly this pitching staff, they figured out how to attack this guy. We'll see if he can make any adjustments.
Into the box, Tony Kemp. As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Here's the 0-1. High in the air down the right field line. And foul. We're in the 7th inning with a good finish brewing. 3-1 our score. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
Into the box now, Matt Olson, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. Against left-handed pitching so far this season, Olson carries a hitting line just over the 280 plateau. 2-0.
2 tough sliders right there, but he was able to lay off him. Might have bought himself a fastball in this situation.
2 out, nobody on. 2-1 to the A's first baseman. The 2-1 is in off the plate.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
The 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and that's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
3-2 counts are usually a time to challenge the hitter, but I think he'll be careful here. Shoot for the corner, and if you miss and you walk him, so what? That's better than him putting one in the seats.
Count remains full. Bouncer to the left side. And a Close play at first, but he's called out and the side is retired. A's are gone in order as the lead remains 3-1. Joaquin Soria gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home seventh.
Joaquin Soria.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder, Giancarlo Stanton.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast? They could certainly use that right now.
First delivery to him on the way.
Count 1-0.
Looks like a right-hander's gotten up to throw now in the Oakland pen. The 1-0.
This offense has been underachieving all day, putting way too much pressure on their own pitching staff. Someone has to have a quality AB and get this line going.
The 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
Woo, not a spot you'd expect a curveball. He's lucky he missed because that's the kind of pitch that gets hit out of the ballpark.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Standing in now, Gary Sanchez, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball. 1-0. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. A bit of a hanger, but it's laid off and called a strike. Had him off stride that time, and it's 1-2.
Real ugly 0-1 swing there. As a pitcher, you've got to be hunting for the strikeout, knowing you have this guy way off balance.
The 1-2 is taken for ball 2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And it's fouled away. Fouled off. He's set. Here's the 2-2. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
In now, Luke Voigt. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Swung on and belted. Get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It's grand salami time. A solo shot here to left. 19th home run for him on the season. And the Yankees have cut it to a 3-2 score now. Certainly a tape measure shot there as we take a look at it with our show track technology. 111 miles an hour was the exit velocity, so it comes as no surprise that it carried as far as it did.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
So they'll go to the bullpen now, and it'll be the left-hander here to face the upcoming left-handed batter.
fielder.
So here's the veteran Brett Gardner. Yes, he'll take a look at ball one.
Ball one, no strike.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Lifted out towards straightaway center field. Laureano is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. The Yankees claw back a bit thanks to the home run. We'll march on to the 8th. It's the A's 3 and the Yankees 2. Adam Ottavino will come on now and make his 55th appearance of the year. Ready to begin the 8th, and next to bat will be the outfielder, Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
Here comes the first pitch.
Hey.
Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. Hit down the line at first. And there's a base hit, so a chance to add a little insurance here as the leadoff man is on to start the 8th.
Nice execution right there. Ball was down below the knees. He stayed through it and was able to drive it for a base hit.
Mark Cannon.
At the plate, Mark Canna, as the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Looked like the slider there. A ball and a strike. Ottavino, originally from New York State. This is his 10th season at the major league level, so almost a decade, which is quite an accomplishment. This one, everything we could have hoped for. 3-2 in inning number 8. And this is low, ball 2. 2-1. And some action out in the Yankee bullpen now as a right-hander starts to loosen up. Here's the 2-1. A dive, but it's off his glove. To second for 1.
Now batting, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman. He was retired via the ground ball last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. That's his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll 2.
Strike 1 to start the at bat. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Oh, he's got him in the palm of his hand now. It's 0-2.
And I really don't know how you swing at that. He must have had his mind up he was going to swing as soon as the ball came out of the pitcher's hand.
Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. In the dirt here. Good job there as the count goes to 1-2. From the belt, kicks and deals. And the slider gets him swinging. 2 gone.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him. And watching this at-bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you could tell these things and exploit them.
To the plate now, Austin Allen, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. 1-0.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
You can't go after that pitch with less than 2 strikes on you. There's no way you're going to do any damage with a ball executed down and away in the zone.
That misses, and we're even at 2-2. On the ground to third. Scooped up, throw over to LeMahieu at second, and that'll do it. 1 left for Oakland, but they still lead it 3-2. J.B. Wendelken takes the mound now, and it appears he's being brought in to face the right-handed batter who waits next.
Yeah, you usually don't hear the term righty specialist very often, but that's kind of how they're using him here, Matt. Most hitters have a harder time against pitchers of the same handedness, so we'll see if this move pans out.
The second baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
First pitch of the at-bat. Line to the right side. But this is right at him in right field as he hardly has to move to take it in for the first out.
Boy, talk about hitting into some rough luck. That was an absolute bullet to the outfield that gets caught, and he would have represented a tying run.
At the plate, Tyro Estrada. No hits to this point. From the stretch. And he misses inside with that one. Ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Liner in there for a base hit.
You think there's any justice in the game? Watch those 2 at-bats. Both of them hit on the absolute screws. One's right at one guy, and then one's a single. Go figure.
And that'll bring up Gleyber Torres. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. He steps in off a base hit in his last at-bat. Now the 1-0. Back up the middle. And a reach with the backhand, but he comes up empty as that gets by him. Long throw to third. And he is in there at third as the possible tying run.
Chalk up another multi-hit game for this guy. He is absolutely on fire. He's been on a nice hot streak as of late, and I don't see it ending anytime soon.
Stepping into the box, Aaron Judge. It's been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. And he starts him out with a strike on the outer half.
Hey, I don't have a problem with him taking a pitch right there. It's a good opportunity to see what he's got. Also a good opportunity to see if he's going to be pounding the strike zone.
Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. 1 out with the possible tying and go-ahead runs on base here. Got him. And that's the third time we've written a K next to his name in this one.
It's been a really rough day for this lineup. There's really no other way to say it. Not a lot of good scoring opportunities, and when they've had them, like right now, it's just been an uphill battle for them to make anything positive happen.
Into the box, Gio Urshela, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Skied into straightaway right. Piscotty's there for it. He's got it to end the inning as they'll strand the tying run in scoring position. Yanks strand a pair. Still a 3-2 ball game. Now in the box, Stephen Piscotty. It was a solo shot for him in his last at-bat.
The last at-bat, Matty D, we heard this guy's a good fastball hitter. He got a fastball and didn't miss it. We'll see if they pitch him a little bit differently this time and mix in some off-speed pitches.
9th inning begins as the first pitch is taken for ball one. Here's the 1-0. Here's a swing and a miss, 1-1. Here's the pitch.
Now 2-1. That's ball 3.
It's been a great job so far by the 8-hole hitter. If he finds a way to get on base, this could spell for a huge inning.
The 3-1. Here's a bouncing ball headed to LeMahieu at second. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
Now batting, the shortstop, Chad Pinder.
Now at the plate, Chad Pinder. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Ball 1, no strike.
1-run game here in the top of the 9th. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Now here's the pitch. Right side. And this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single.
Nothing fires me up more than watching an offensive player stay inside a baseball and drive it the other way.
At the plate now, Ramon Laureano.
And he puts it on the ground to second.
One there. On to first, but not in time as he beats it out.
That was kind of a high degree of difficulty play that time. You see the off-balance throw to second base, and he couldn't get a lot on it, but they did get the out.
Striding in, Tony Kemp. He went down on strikes last time up.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Gotta find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
Now a move over to first. The 0-1. Two out with the man at first. him out, so it remains a one-run lead as they head in for their final set of swings. The A's strand one. They're up 3-2. Liam Hendricks is the man called on to close this one and earn a save in the ninth.
Liam Hendricks.
Stepping into the box, Giancarlo Stanton, who was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat. He's set and the pitch. And that's by him. It's 0-1. Hendricks, a right-hander who stands an even 6 feet. This is his 10th season at the major league level, so almost a decade, which is quite an accomplishment. And that misses 1-1.
If you're going to have success against some of the better hitters in the game, you've got to get that pitch right there. 0-2, he's almost certainly out. 1-1, he's got a chance to really do some damage.
Here it comes. Fooled with the curveball there, and it's strike two. The 1-2 gets him looking. Strike three. So the leadoff man gone to start the top of the ninth as we take a look at league saves leaders entering play. And as you can see, he's right up there, fourth in the AL in that category. Ready once again, Gary Sanchez. 0 for 2 on his line thus far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Bases are empty, one man out. And this one's downstairs. It's a ball and a strike. A 1-1 is swung on and missed, and that's strike two.
I love the fact that this batter continues to be aggressive, but after striking out twice already, maybe he's got to take a step back, see the ball a little bit deeper, and be willing to work deep into the count.
He struck him out the third time he's fanned in the game.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
In now, Luke Voigt, who comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier.
Yeah, that last at-bat, Daddy, he turned that fastball around. He didn't hit it a ton. He didn't hit it a country mile, but hey, listen, a home run is a home run.
In on the hands a bit with the fastball. It's 1-0. And they won't get him to chase the curveball in the dirt that time, and it's 2-0 now. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. Last chance for the Yankees. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Well, it's getting more and more common in baseball now these days to use a ton of pitchers to get through a game, and it took 6 here to get the job done, but hey, they'll do whatever they can to get a W.
A one-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. Oakland took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Frankie Montas gets to double digits with his 10th win of the year. Liam Hendricks records the save, his 28th on the season. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plezak, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian, we all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
Here now is our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Athletics, 3 runs on 9 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. For the Yankees, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Our paid attendance here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon, 47,309. The Yankees thank you for attending and remind you to please get home safely.